Chris here, and I'm stoked to be packing a bowl of our 12th episode of the Maritime Medical Marijuana Show. This is our first episode of the new year. It's 2013 and big things are on the horizon. Today's show is brought to you by Karma Compassion Society. At Karma Compassion, we believe people who have conditions that may be treated through the use of cannabis should be able to do so without fear of discrimination, persecution, or fear of arrest. At Karma Compassion, we take care of patients from Ottawa to Halifax. By take care of, I mean they help people grow, prepare, consume, and manage their medical marijuana. Before I begin, there's a couple of shout-outs I'd like to shout out about. First is MUM, or Maritimers Unite for Medical Marijuana. A lot of you know that I'm already a member of that organization. I'm the vice chair, and I recommend that if you're an activist or you believe that people have the right to use medical marijuana, you should get involved. Also is madstories.ca, MMADstories.ca. It's the website that David Shea put together. He's got great calendars there about cannabis-related events and court cases that might be going on. As well, he's got all kinds of information. He breaks down the MMRP very well for you, and he's got the Health Canada forms are there and information on how do you talk to your doctor and everything. It's a great website. Also, I'd like to mention hempology.ca. It's Ted Smith's website from the Hempology 101 course that he offers in British Columbia. And it's a great website. I encourage you to check it out. And I'm talking about it now because I'm going to be talking about it in a minute. So now you've talked to your doctor and he's approved you to use medical marijuana and you're legal. But now what? You can't go talk to your doctor about how to smoke it, eat it, put it on you, put it in you, whatever you want to do with it, because he doesn't know anything. And it's not his fault, and he'll admit to not know anything. They don't learn about it in school, and they don't keep up on it. So somebody else has to be there to help you, and that's what we're here for. And we're here to give you the information you need on how to best use your medical marijuana. Now, before I begin, there's a really well done little Canna commercial entitled Wake Up that I'd like you to see. Here it is. Wasn't that a great video? I'd like to see that put on television. And why? Because this stuff works, period. Check out this picture that was recently posted on Facebook. I kind of saved it and stuck it on here for you so you could see. And she writes, "These scans belong to my friend's daughter. The one on the left is the most recent scan. Christina opted to use cannabis oil instead of the poisonous chemotherapy and radiation. You can't argue with the scan. I have watched my brother, my aunt, my father, and my grandfather die of cancer. My father never rallied against the toll the radiation took on his body. What the hell is wrong with our government? Romney, give me a break. Marinol, more man-made chemicals." Amen, and Christina, we're behind you and praying for your speedy recovery. God bless you and your family. And now on to the show. Today we're going to talk about marijuana for medical purposes regulations as they've been introduced. I'll be doing it this episode. I did it last episode, and it'll probably be covered in a couple other episodes as it goes along. It's an important issue, and it's something that everybody has to be made aware of, and you need to know what you can do about it. Also, I want to talk about petitions today. There are some petitions out there, and some stuff that you should know about them. There's Gadget Corner. Some legal items of note I wanted to talk about. And, like I was saying, the reason I mentioned Ted Smith's website, hempology.ca, is because on the 21st of February, Ted Smith is organizing a MP's office protest straight across the country, and I encourage everybody to get involved. That being the case, I wanted to talk about the MMAR PPL DPL Coalition against Repeal. Under the leadership of Jason Wilcox out of Vancouver, they are preparing to take legal action to oppose the proposed federal phase-out of almost 30,000 legal cultivators of cannabis in Canada. Executives of the Maritimers Unite for Medical Marijuana Society are playing a vital role within this fledgling organization by being regional representatives for this coalition. To this end, a case file and legal trust fund has been set up with Solicitor John Conroy in BC. And for those of you that don't know, I believe John Conroy is the lawyer in R versus Parker, which is why we actually have the MMAR program to begin with. But please do not try to get in touch with John directly, as there are thousands of patients and he will very quickly become overwhelmed. Please note, at this point, we are not asking for money. We need to let every person with a personal or designated license know what we are doing and ask for their support. If you hold a legal license and are interested in protecting this right, please join us. If you know someone who holds a license, please let them know what we are doing and try to encourage them to join us. We will also be asking for your help in the future getting the word out on social media, online, and through a letter writing campaign. As this campaign develops and word spreads, we truly feel that all Canadians who believe in one's personal right to grow medical cannabis will take a stand for social change. We are gathering names and contact information for potential legal action, and we will be collecting signatures for petitions, one from the MMAR PPL DPL group, and a similar one that MUM has prepared. NDP MP Megan Leslie, who has agreed to present this petition to Parliament herself. She's gotten on board and encourages you to do the same and help protect our rights to grow our own medicine. To make this possible, myself and others have been setting up petition signings at local head shops. So far, I've been to Sweetleaf in Halifax, and I want to thank Lynn, sorry, I've been calling you Lisa, for her hospitality in helping me to collect signatures on Friday. I was met by a small line of folks waiting for me when I got there, and it was fantastic. I got to talk with some fantastic people who've been involved in the fight with alongside me and others, and look forward to seeing more of you. On Wednesday, the 9th of January, I'll be at Steve's Hydroponics on Sackville Drive. Keep your eyes open for other dates and different locations, and be sure to drop in and be counted. Here's a link for Steve's store. Pop in, check it out, and hopefully I'll see you guys on Wednesday from 1 to 4, I think. Probably be there earlier, I usually am. From the introduction of the MMRP on the 15th of December, we have 75 days, I believe, taking us to the 28th of February to voice our opinions on the matter. So with that being the case, that's where I come back to Ted Smith. And what he's organized on the 21st, okay, is a protest. And he has this to say about it. If you believe in the right to use cannabis, then now's the time to do something about it. There could not be a more important time to add your voice to the growing chorus of citizens who are calling for legalization. There could not be a better time to join forces with other like-minded people as the momentum shifts against prohibition. There could not be a more critical time to counter the Conservative government's rhetoric. This is a historical moment in Canadian cannabis history, and you can be a part of it. You can start by helping to protest against the new regulations that will no longer allow patients to grow their own legal medicine. Whether you currently use cannabis as medicine or not is irrelevant, for if we use the legal abilities to grow personal medicine now, it could be a long time before we get it back. Time is short, and there is a brief time period the government is accepting comments, ending, like I said, February 28, 2013. We must do everything we can to raise awareness about this backward step, encouraging concerned citizens to voice their opinion by every means possible. On Thursday, February 21st, the International Hempology 101 Society will organize rallies at MP offices across the country to protest the MMPR. On the same day, we will organize a phone jam aimed at the Minister responsible for Health Canada, Leona Agluklak. Sorry, I can't even say it. giving those unable to physically attend a rally a chance to stick a wrench in the system too. We will be encouraging others to write to newspapers around the same time in a last-ditch attempt to raise awareness about this deplorable move by the federal government. While we will not be able to coordinate an event at every MP office as much as we'd like to try, the more you that call in, the better chance we have. We can at least focus on some prominent members of Parliament. It is better than doing nothing in the vain hope that the public will wake up to this nightmare. Even if all we do is educate some of the staff and random citizens with our signs, then we've accomplished more than we could by sitting at home. Without an existing network to coordinate these rallies, it will be a little scrambled. We created a website to provide a list of offices that people have committed to going to. We'll also build a Facebook page to attract more protesters. The best time to hold these protests is at 11 a.m., as it is not too early for patients to get to the location, and still gives the press lots of time to spread the story around throughout the day. Aside from making signs, another great way to get attention, if you have a license to grow, is to bring a plant with you. An image of a patient or several desperately holding a plant can have a lasting impact on people walking by and gives the media something to add to the story that makes the government's plan seem all the more severe. It is only a plant after all. These rallies will not be limited to members of the Conservative government, but will occur at MP offices of all parties. Individual members of Parliament and their staff should have an opportunity to meet the people that are affected by this law, so they can see the vast majority of medical cannabis users are nice, average folks. Those MPs in opposition who have spoke out against the MMPR should be given credit for stepping up to the plate, and those who have remained silent so far should be encouraged to make a statement. Though we do not expect the Harper government to suddenly wake up and change their minds, it is important that we voice our opposition to their plans, and we try to win the hearts and minds of the public. By showing how the Conservatives are hurting sick citizens, we can undermine their support and build allies in this campaign. This will not be the only attempt to fight these new regulations, but it is important that we do what we can while the period for comments is still open. Another strategy is a class action lawsuit being led by veteran lawyer John Conroy and Jason Wilcox. See how it all ties together, isn't it beautiful? Hundreds of patients will have started putting money into an account to support John in this endeavor. More information will be available in the next issue of Ted Smith's newspaper. Of course, many will simply resist these regulations by continuing to grow after the licenses start to expire on October 1st, 2013. No doubt there will be many cases before the courts challenging the government's attempt to take this plant away from the sick and dying. While I believe the courts will agree that patients have a constitutional right to grow their own medicine, it might not come until many have suffered going without medicine or living with extraordinary stress. Ultimately, I am convinced that the legalization of cannabis is possible around the world, especially after such an incredible year. However, these regulations are a big step back for patients and a big step back for the entire country, and we need to resist them in every way possible. Opening up with the market to legal commercial operators should not come at the expense of the patients. Please join us on Thursday, February 21st, as we protest against the MMPR. So far, we've confirmed we'll be protesting against the MMPR at least 19 ridings across Canada on February 21st. Join the official webpage and get your ridings listed. Here it is, check it out. We'll be holding our next meeting on the 9th of February. We are planning, in regards to this, a sign-making day, as well as coordinating as to who will be going to which MP offices. We will also be signing and sending our own letter within the 75-day period we were given to Health Canada, opposing this backwards move to the healthcare. The same day, the 9th, the Halifax Compassion Club is holding a sign-making and protest meeting themselves. If you can't make it to ours, then I suggest you get out and get to theirs. Give them a hand, and let's get this party started. Yeah. That petition, another petition, a protest, and then there's online petitions, okay? Now, the online petitions, I don't know exactly what weight they really carry. Like I said, Megan Leslie is going to present one herself. The one for the PPL and DPL is a petition and / filtering system to make it easy for the lawyer to get all the work done he needs to do. And here is the public service announcement that Jason and the boys have put together. I hope you enjoy it. What a great commercial. Okay, I'm going to roll myself some bit of a joint here as we continue on to the next step and talk about Stephen Godfrey. Stephen Godfrey is going to be going to court here, I believe, Monday. And you got to know Stephen Godfrey, if anybody follows Facebook at all, he's been using the moniker of Tim Allen on Facebook. Tim Allen, a good friend of his who's been in jail for a little bit now. Tim Allen should be out of jail, I'm thinking Monday or Tuesday, according to what Stephen's been saying. But Stephen's got court on Monday, and if he doesn't get to court, he figures he'll be taking Tim's place in jail. So Stephen's looking for a ride or cash for a way to get to Amherst for court on Monday. He posted on Facebook, "In the very near future, I will be going to jail. After a warrant is issued for my arrest tomorrow, I have not been able to get support here in Nova Scotia, Canada for my charter challenge to medical marijuana access regulations. The hearings are about 200 kilometers away, and no one seems able to help me get me to them. I hope you will keep posting here, and Tim Allen will be released from jail tomorrow or the next day. I will be taking Tim's place in jail for an indefinite period. Take care." Well, Stephen, I hope you make it to Amherst. I got summer tires on my car because I couldn't afford the winter ones yet. If I could have, I'd be taking you. Otherwise, I hope there's somebody out there that can help you get to court, because that's a horrible reason to lose a case. Or, go to jail just because you couldn't get to the courthouse when you were perfectly willing to do so. Our fingers are crossed for you, and wish you all the best. Trafficking charges against Owen Smith have also been dropped. I mentioned that last episode. He was the guy charged after getting busted in the Cannabis Buyers Club bake-off in Vancouver. Recently, however, news articles, warned that things aren't over yet, and we know that because I don't think they're ready for all of us. We're not just a bunch of school kids trying to get ripped. Maybe some of us are, but we're almost 30,000 strong, and we will be heard. Turn up your whisper 2000, Stephen Harper. We're coming for what's ours. In the current events, for January the 6th, I believe, is the Michelle Rainey Award nominations. The Michelle Rainey Award nominations are now closed, and what that is it's an award for Canadian cannabis activism in 2012. The following eligible activists were nominated. Wow, I am some tongue-tied today. We got Keith Fagan, Debbie Stultz-Giffen, my personal fave, Paul Lewin, Mick Mann, Matt Murnaugh, Marco Renda, and Ted Smith. Those are some heavy-duty names, and you need to know how to vote. From the medpot.net website, send a personal message to Medpot, Mark P., or Bong James Bong, or reply to the post at the site. Voting closes at midnight at the international dateline January 16th, 2013. Please, one vote per voter. The award will be announced on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2013, and thanks to all who nominated a candidate. Also, recently here in Nova Scotia, more than 30 pounds of marijuana were seized. A 61-year-old Clementsville man faces several charges after police seized 31.7 pounds of marijuana, cash, scales, and packaging materials from his home. This guy has a medical marijuana license previously, but it had expired in October, said Corporal Laurie Smith of the Street Crime Unit. We seized the letter from Health Canada to him, telling him to take his grow up down. The letter was dated in October. He didn't listen, and this is where we are today. He went on to say, our crime reduction initiatives here in Annapolis County are having a positive impact on the community. Really? Do you think that people feel safer because you've saved them from this criminal? Are you kidding? This is a patient, okay? He's a sick guy that uses medical marijuana. Maybe he lost his license because he was a Dr. Cameron's patient, okay? And they sent out the letter that revoked his license and he can't find anybody. Does that mean he should just stop? That's ridiculous. Okay, it's not fair and it's inhumane. Okay, I hope everybody offers the support, and when you find out when he's going to be going to court, I think whoever can should show up and show their signs of support. As far as MUM goes, the MUM meetings and attendance. I said last episode, and I'll say it again, I know how busy life can get, and sometimes it's hard to find time to fit everything in. Look at this. I'm having a hard time fitting this joint in that I've been trying to roll since the last 10 minutes. That being said, the next meeting for the Maritimers Unite for Medical Marijuana is on February 9th, 2013. And the one after that is on March 9th. So if anyone would like to be added to a meeting reminder list, please send me a message or email chair@mum.ca and let us know your name, contact number, and any particular call instructions you may have. Maybe you don't want somebody in the house knowing who we are that's calling. I can be discreet. We will call you prior to the meeting to ask if you will be attending. This list will not be shared and is also totally voluntary. The MUM calendar again is done, and the calendars are available right now at Hemp Heaven, Steve's Hydroponics, S&O Works Hydroponics, Soul Harbor, and Sweet Leaf Smoke Shop and Hydroponics. Also, David Shea and I have them too, so come get some. MUM also has copies of Ted Smith's Hempology 101 book for sale. There's a couple copies left, I believe, and Mummy's Funny Medicine. They will both be available at our next meeting and can be purchased online. Or again, if you get a hold of me, I can make sure you get one. I'm also still looking for a new co-host. Maybe somebody who can remind me when to roll and light joints. As far as Gadget Corner goes, I want to introduce my new microphone. Okay, for the beginning of time, I've been using this microphone. Hopefully you understand why we all sound, why David's so quiet anyway. How do we get out of the way from it? Whoa, there we go. Okay, so getting rid of that one, a little boom style. And I got my new Apex 440 microphone with a big condenser in it. I know nothing about any of this stuff. All I know is this is supposed to be fantastic. So, let's see. Okay, that being said, next show, I will have an interview of some sort, okay? My interview that I had this time bailed on me. Also looking for testimonials. I asked last episode if somebody would had a testimonial that they'd like recorded, the one that they already had recorded, and they might like to post. I'd put it on the show and let everybody else hear it. send it in and give me a chance to share it with everybody else. I want to thank everybody for watching the show. I want to thank the computer tutor for providing the equipment we use to make the show possible. And Karma Compassion is still looking and accepting donations for John Cook. He has done so much for so many. It's time for some of you to pay it back or pay it forward or whatever you want to call it. It's time to lend a hand. Thank you all. Be nice to each other. Somebody remind me when to light these things, would you? Peace, love, and hippie shit. Take care.